how is to be married with a Mexican girl? Because you married Patricia, a Mexican girl, so you get the best things that we got in this country, the woman, the Mexican woman.
Yes,
how
the corazón, the corazón.
Yes, how is to be married with a Mexican girl?
Well, it's takes your life here and lifts your life.
Wow.
You know, it's love and family. And truthfully, when I first started coming to Mexico, when I went to Monterrey, Mexico, I was a Sunday and Domingo. Domingo es muy importante para todas las familias de restaurantes. You know, and it was beautiful, you know. And I said, I want that, you know. So I love the family. So I mean, it's beautiful.
So you get inspired to have a family for Mexican families?
Yes. Well, people are warmer here. They are.
Yes,
you know, I mean, it's America is a great country. I love my country, but I'll just tell you, like Bono, he said his favorite place to perform is Mexico City.
Wow.
Because the audience is, you know, their emotions they're more open, you know. Life is short. Why not just put your heart on your sleeve and get that abrazo? Mexicans kiss you, hug you to say hi, kiss you goodbye. It's beautiful.
Yes.
Every day, every time you see them.
Yes.
That's a wonderful, beautiful thing to give to the world.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I don't experience that in the United States. I don't. You say people, maybe you shake hands and it's this cold kind of, the body language is stiff.
Actually, when you greet somebody in America, for example, a woman, I want to give her a kiss, and it's kind of difficult because they put her arm very, very strong and very, okay, no problem.
Yeah, Patricia was, when she first moved to the States, we were doing a television show, and one of the actress's mother was from Spain, and they both were trying to figure out, like, well, this is America, but we should, you know, they ended up with, like, kissing her ear, and so, you know, that's the confusing part.
Do you know what is a sobremesa?
No.
I'm sure you do it because you have now a Mexican-American family, but it's when you get lunch with your whole family. After that lunch, you start to speak and talk and have a chit-chat, very good chit-chat after the lunch.
That's
but
beautiful.
I'm sure in America, it is not a common thing, but in Mexico, it's a very real and common thing.
No, but we do eat together, and which is important. My parents, we didn't. I was the youngest.
Okay.
So by the time I grew up, they were like...
So you were 5 siblings?
You eat by yourself, you know.
Okay.
I did. And I hated it, truthfully.
Okay.
I love eating with other people and the family and everybody around. And it didn't happen that often. When we went out to dinner, it was nice.
Okay.
But we didn't go out to dinner all the time. Okay. So it was beautiful, that warm feeling. So I just kind of, I really envied. You know, and I said, no, that's beautiful.
Wow.
So, but it was an accident, and but in my heart, I was thinking, you know, if you put something out in the world, you know, and if you, with a good heart, maybe it gets answered.
What is it like to have 2 Mexican-American daughters?
Well, the primero idioma.
How is your house, in languages and in everything?
El primer idioma es español, see? And the hija Miranda from the película, she still has beautiful and the perfect accent. So it's just, you know,
in Spanish?
Sí, it's the Ciudad de Mexico accent. Perfect. Perfecto. But the little one is too much English. But she understands, so we want to continue.
Okay.
You know, so Madeline is a little bit suffering from that, but she still understands. That's why it's so important to have family around, like the abuelita and the abuelo.
Patricia speaks in Spanish and you speak in English, or how is it?
Unfortunately, we're both speaking English to the kids, but still, though, a lot is in Espanol.
Okay.
So to continue, it's beautiful.
And what kind of traditions does your daughters know? Mexican traditions, I mean.
Well, we have to get the Dia de Muertos, the dolls. They love that, you know.
Okay.
It's beautiful, and they really like. We just did the pan con
pan de muerto.
The pan with the baby Jesus.
Ah, baby Jesus. La pinche rosca de reyes es fantástica.
Sí, pero we didn't have the baby Jesus, so we had to use cashew. Serio? So, no, it's not cashew, it's baby Jesus.
No, it's baby Jesus, okay.
Baby Jesus.
Take care about him because it's baby Jesus.
Yeah, but also to, you know, Catholic as well.
Yes.
You know, it's important that, you know, Miranda's going to catechism.
Wow,
And
real?
she read the whole children's Bible, which is different. It's a little kinder. But she really does have an understanding for it. It's important.
So your family was Jewish?
My father was.
Okay.
My father was Jewish. My mother was Catholic. When I went to confession, I bring my attorney. Father, this is Mr. Cohen. He'll be answering all the questions. But it was interesting childhood, you know. But I don't feel like I fit in, really. Because we had the Jews on the dad's side. The jokes were very good. Okay. Food, terrible.
Okay.
And my mother's side, very warm, beautiful people. Not necessarily like in my particular family, but in the relatives, had a lot of warmth. Okay. So I used to love going to my tita's house, and they were beautiful people. And my dad enjoyed that way more. He said, "I like your mom's family more than mine. Okay. They're warm, they're nice, they kiss you hello, you know." So that was beautiful. Okay. And so they had good food. And he loved that. So my mom would cook not spicy food. Filipino food is savory, but very nice. And so he was just a nice, warm guy. That was my saving grace. Was my dad. He was very, he's a sweet man, you know, and he loved jokes. Okay. So I always wanted to make him laugh, you know. So that was.
Have you been always the funny guy? For example, in your school, have you been the funny classmate?
I guess so. But for me, I knew, like at age 15, that this is what I want to do. So I didn't even care about like the school thinking I was funny. I wanted to get into the nightclub.
Where did you discover it?
Well, I saw a performer when I was 13 perform in a place, a comedian. It's Steve Martin. He performed in San Francisco at a big place, like 2,000 people. And I remember just staring at him going like, because it's not real when you see somebody on TV, like, it's not real. Or in movies, like, but when you're in...
Yes, when you're in person and...
You see, well, he figured it out.
Scenario, just wow.
How did he do it? Well, if he could do it, then technically it's possible. So once you have that you know, that seed, that this is possible. Maybe, look, he did it.
Yes.
And so then I just, about 2 years later, I said, well, you know, I told my dad, I heard that on Mondays, if you show up at this place, they'll let anybody on stage for 5 minutes. And my dad said 2 words, "Let's go." And so we just went, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend that for my own children, to have them go to bars at 15, but I loved it. And then, you know, by 17, 18, I was doing it every night. Okay. And I was very fortunate because Robin Williams was the big comedian in San Francisco, and he was there almost every night.
Wow.
Performing, yeah. So it was great because you get to see somebody who's like, wow, he's fantastic. And then he would bring an audience in. This is before the internet, before cell phones.
Yes.
So people would just hear about it on the street. And then they would come in the club, pack it out, you know. And so we had an audience. Well, they mostly would leave after he was gone, but there would be some drunk people who would stay. So we'd have a few people after he was done, you know. So we were very lucky, and it was a beautiful, you know, for me, it was a great time to try to figure out what you want to do for a living. Because I didn't want to do a normal job. You know, nothing wrong with that. Somebody's got to do it. I was a bus boy. I did, you know, wash dishes. I painted houses. I sold shoes.
Yes.
Terrible jobs. I hated all of them. I was the worst employee. Because I knew what I wanted to do, you know. So if this is just temporary, it's like, you don't care about it. So, but then I started making a little bit of money, and I was amazed, you know.
Okay.
I got like $13. I said, what? They're paying me? So, you know, and I fell in love with it.